benefits of just the first season in California and being so close to the Kings?
Well, I just think the availability of our players, the exposure that they got, the Kings personnel were able to watch a lot of our games, if not all of them. They were around a lot for practices. Our development crew was able to get in and work with the guys on a regular basis, which I think is huge for the growth of our players and where they want to be. We're 60 miles down the road. I thought it was great, and I think it was beneficial for our players. It's a little bit tough when you're in Manchester and you're trying to get guys that are recalled out of, say, Manchester or the Boston area and into LA, and the other way around. So I think for the recall situation, of which we had a number, it was much easier, much more manageable, and even there was a couple of times we had guys get called up from, say, San Jose. It was still easier to get them into the Kings when they needed them, and so all in all, it was a great experience for all of us. I think it worked out well. I think everybody was excited about it, and now we're looking forward already to year 2.
Can you maybe speak on the development of some of the guys that possibly have a good chance of making the Kings next year? Mersch, Dowd, Gravel. Where did you see the growth in their games?
Well, I think there's going to be, quite a few guys that are going to be pushing hard for an opening night roster spot, and I think that's great for the organization. I think if you look at it, change isn't necessarily a bad thing. You get some younger blood in there, some hungrier guys. And I think that Dowd was recalled late in the year, stepped in and did a real good job in the middle of the ice for them. He took his game to another level this year. So looking forward to seeing what the future holds for him. Gravel, again, the same thing, gets recalled a couple of times, and I think he could contribute on the back end on a regular basis, as well as Forbert. And Mersch up front too. I think those are 4 guys that have legitimate chances to start the season and remain with the Kings. Now, there's a lot to be determined between now and training camp. With free agency and players, and I guess maybe making some room for those players. And that's the end of it. That I don't delve into the business side of it, the numbers and the crunching and the caps and stuff like that. That's not my department. But I certainly like to think that those 4, if not more, have a real chance of being contributors on a regular basis with the Kings come September.
So, with the year before, you had Nick Shore who moved up, and you potentially have players like you said, Gravel and McDowd moving up. Have you already seen inklings from other players like Joel Lowry and Justin Auger that might next year be as big players as those guys this year? Or?
Well, you hope that that's the progression. I mean, I think when you talk about a guy like Auger, he's grown by leaps and bounds. Last year was his first year, and he had a good, solid first year, but I think he stepped it up this year. He was, I think, 1 goal shy of 20 this year. So you're looking on him, to get that experience. And I guess what you're hoping is, if those 4 guys that we mentioned before do in fact graduate and remain with the Kings, then this is a real big step-up year for a guy like Auger that would be in his 3rd year, and now he's part of that leadership group of, making the next step. So, and Lowry, he gets overlooked because everybody thinks he's a young guy. Well, he's a college guy. He's a little bit older, and I think he came on exceedingly well in the latter stages of the season. And hopefully for him, he can get a full summer of training, which he missed last year. He missed most of training camp last year. Was able to do some stuff limited wise, but so I think it's a big year for him, and that's part of our job here as coaches in the American Hockey League, is to get that next wave ready to play. So, not that we're certainly done with the Mersches, the Dowds, the Gravels, and the Forberts, and I hope I'm not leaving anybody else out. Who knows, Kempe, So again, but our job is to help to prepare them and get them ready for the Kings whenever they need them in whatever position that may be. So, yeah, I think your next wave could be maybe the McDermotts, maybe the Lowrys, maybe the Brodzinskis, and if not Kempe this year, Kempe next year, and the Augers. So, again, a lot of work to be done, but that's the progression, and that's how it works.
I know, Braz was hurt, Sutter was hurt. Were there any other guys banged up towards the end of the year?
Yeah. Yeah, there were.
Anything serious? Or?
Well, you know what? I mean, it's tough, Lindsay. I mean, this time of year, I mean, everybody's got issues on their roster. So, you know what? And I mean, and I'm not trying to be evasive or anything else, but if I was to start listing the guys that were hurt, it would make it sound like I'm making excuses for the fact that we didn't beat Lake Erie. So, I would never do that. They played well. They were a great team, and actually, they played better than us. So. They deserve the accolades that they get, and they deserve to be going to the final. So I won't diminish that by getting into injuries, and I'm sure they had some too.
The nature of the AHL, what's the importance of these guys who come in under the role of one-year contracts, free agents, and you have to reestablish that next year? How important are those guys' team, the Newberries, the Backmans, JSTs, Hausers, things like that?
Well, you know what? That's part of it. That's what makes up your team. We are a development league, so basically you're going with a bunch of young guys. But in order to have success, you need, the veteran presence. And you've always got a guy like a Schultz around, or you got a guy like Backman around, a guy like Sutter, and Noobs comes in this year. So whether or not those guys are back, again, I don't know at this juncture what their plans are. Sometimes guys want other opportunities, maybe to play in the NHL with another organization. Sometimes they go over to Europe, and that's their decision. But I know that we had a good leadership group. I know we had a good, solid veteran core. And I'm sure, knowing the Kings organization that prides itself on character and good people, we'll have some veteran guys to sprinkle in amongst all those younger guys. I think we're going to be a lot younger next year, even more so than we were this year.